Well, here we are early in the new year. Maybe we made some last-minute resolutions on New Year's Eve or worked on setting some realistic goals for 2025 back in December. Most of us are still sitting on the fence, waiting to decide, fixing to get ready, as they say.
Welcome to the Mind Wrench Podcast with your host, Rick Sellover, where minor adjustments produce major improvements in mindset, personal growth, and success. This is the place to be every Monday, where we make small improvements and take positive actions in our business and personal lives that will make a major impact in our success, next level growth, and quality of life.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Mind Wrench Podcast. And welcome to a new year. Welcome to 2025. And if you're looking to make some positive changes this year in your business or your personal life, I'm your host, Rick Sellover. I'm here to help you as much as I can. Welcome back, and thanks for spending a few minutes with me today. If you're a returning listener and haven't done so already, please take a minute and click the follow or subscribe button, and then rate and review the show. When you rate and review the show, the algorithms for Apple, Spotify, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, and all the other platforms will see that it's valuable and show it to more people that have never seen it before. And hopefully it can help them too. I would really appreciate your help sharing this word with your friends and family as well. And if you're a brand new listener, welcome. I hope you find something of value here that helps you in your personal or professional life as well. Please make sure to click the subscribe or follow button so you never miss another episode. Well, here we are early in the new year. Maybe we made some last-minute resolutions on New Year's Eve or worked on setting some realistic goals for 2025 back in December. Or maybe we're still on the fence of what we want to commit to. If you made those decisions to change something or make some kind of improvements to your business or your life back in December or even on New Year's Eve, regardless of how minor it may seem, and you are currently implementing those changes, congratulations. You are in the minority, my friend. Most of us are still sitting on the fence, waiting to decide, fixing to get ready, as they say. These are actually very easy decisions to make, but as adults, we tend to make these more difficult than they need to be. We overthink, overanalyze, weigh out the risk and reward aspects way more than we should. But think back to when you were a kid, or even look at your own kids if you have them. They don't overthink anything, do they? No. They get an idea, and then they act almost immediately, right? Jump your bike over a couple buddies laying on ground like Evel Knievel jumping buses? No problem. You can do it. Just need a couple old tires and some plywood. Ride your wagon down a steep hill to see if you can steer it with just the handle? No problem. Seems like that would be easy, right? Or you want to fly like a superhero? Hey, no problem. Just need a cape, a towel will do. Climb the fence and jump. Oh, good thing Mom and Dad have a medical plan, right? The great thing about being a kid is you don't have the fears of failing. Risk is not in your vocabulary, and most things you tried, you approach with great enthusiasm and a positive, I can do this attitude. Your mind hasn't been conditioned for 20, 30, or 40 years with no, or don't, or that's too risky, or you may fail. I know it sounds a little heavy, but it is 100% true. But as we grow into adults and have that multiple years of negative programming from first our parents, and they don't mean for that to happen, but it does, then our schools, our society, and the news media, we have a harder time making the decision to make the decision. It also doesn't help that our 2-million-year-old brains are hardwired to protect us, to keep us from danger, to protect us from getting injured, and that presents a really difficult current to swim against. Now, it may have kept many of our ancestors from getting eaten by a saber-toothed tiger or something way back then, but it really isn't a concern these days, is it? Some of us spend weeks, months, years, even decades fixing to get ready, depending on the subject or situation. Take, for example, making the commitment to invest in a gym membership so we can start getting healthy again, may get postponed for months on end as we get further out of shape. Or just making a major appliance purchase. It can take weeks to decide. Maybe buying a home or deciding to sell your current home during a hot real estate market can take months of agonizing over the decision, and then possibly lose out on thousands of dollars. Many people will stay at a shitty or unfulfilling job for years or decades, maybe for their whole career, because they are afraid to make the jump. In fact, this was me for several years. I had a great leadership position and a long, successful career in the jobber world, but several things beyond my control changed in the company I worked for. And these were big negatives for me. And it gradually became extremely unfulfilling and miserable for me. I knew I needed to leave. I spent too much time fixing to get ready, but failed to make a decision until that option was taken away and my position was eliminated. Now, in hindsight, it was such a relief that I was upset for myself for not deciding earlier, as there was so much more out there for me that I was missing. I had wasted a few precious years that I'll never get back. But internally, I just chalked it up to the theory of timing is everything, right? If you're looking for a competitive edge for your business or a more effective jumpstart to your personal development in 2024, I'll make your first step super simple. It is a fact that an incredible number of the most successful business owners, nearly half of the Fortune 500 companies, top-earning professional athletes, entertainers, and industry leaders like Microsoft's Bill Gates, former President Bill Clinton, Richard Branson, Amazon's Jeff Bezos, and Salesforce Mark Benioff all have one thing in common. They all have at least one coach, and some have several, that they work with on a consistent basis. Someone that helps guide, mentor, and support them, challenge them, help them set and achieve goals that move them forward, and then hold them accountable to follow through, driving personal and professional growth. Working with a coach has many substantial benefits. Just for an example, 80% of coaching clients report improved self-esteem or self-confidence thanks to coaching. 99% of individuals and companies that hire a coach report being very satisfied, and 96% would do it again. If deep down, you know it's time to make those improvements in your business, your personal life that you've kicked down the road year after year, if you're tired of knowing there's a better version of you waiting to shine, but unsure of how to bring that version to light, if you're tired of wanting to enjoy a more successful business, but not sure how to start, and if you don't want to go another 12 months without better results, but you don't want to go it alone, then take the first step. It's super simple. Sometimes talking to the right person can make all the difference. Go to www.rickslover.com/contact, and I'll set you up with a free consultation call with me to see if one-on-one coaching is right for you. Then there are some people that'll stay in unhealthy, possibly even toxic relationships for many years, decades, or perhaps a lifetime, because they fear the what-ifs or uncertainty of what that change could bring. Some people spend almost a lifetime on one fence or another fixing to get ready, only to make no decision at all. One thing for certain, change is constant in all of our lives. It seems as though everything else in our world around us is always changing. Yet we struggle to make even the smallest of changes in ourselves. Why is that? Do we really think that everything else can change, but I don't have to? Don't be ridiculous. If you own any type of automotive repair business, you know for a fact that all the tools, all the equipment, the supplies, the types of materials, and the substrates we repair, and the repair methods themselves are constantly evolving and changing, aren't they? Now, you can't repair, let's say, a 2005 GM, Ford, or Toyota the same way as you would a 2025 model. What in the world makes you think you can run your business the same without making some meaningful changes to how you process those repairs? And if you can't continue to eat fast food, drink beer all night, and raid the fridge at midnight without gaining any weight like you did 20 years ago, what in the world makes you think that you really don't need to change your consumption habits and still survive another 20 years? Wouldn't your mindset or way of thinking about what you really need to do change as well? So here's the difference. Those changes in the world around you and your business were made by someone else besides you, and you have to react and adapt. You had no choice in those decisions. The decisions you make or don't make, and believe me, not deciding is a decision, are completely reactive. Yet sometimes we can stay stuck in that funk for long periods of time, overthinking, procrastinating, occasionally mentally frozen, unable to move forward. But here's the thing. When you decide to make a change, you do decide to gain some additional knowledge, you do decide to implement a new way of doing things, you do decide to make a positive effort to improve something like your health, your relationships, your mindset, then you, my friend, you are in charge. You are being proactive. You are no longer the byproduct of someone else's decision to change. See, doesn't that hit a little differently? When you actually decide, you will have one of two outcomes. Either things will work out the way you envision them, or they won't, at least right away. But with the correct mindset, They will probably reveal to you a few lessons you need to learn, which will cause you to adapt a bit, course correct, and continue in the path you chose to an eventual positive outcome. Your mindset, which is 100% under your control every single day, is the only thing holding you back from or propelling you forward to accomplishing whatever you need to do to be successful, to lose that nagging extra weight, to start that new healthy habit that you know will be so good for you, to realizing your dreams of having a profitable collision or automotive repair business. But first, a word of warning. And this is important. If your mindset is not where it needs to be yet, the first thing you need to change or adjust is that. Then simply just decide. Don't let others decide for you. It's really as easy as that, and everything else will follow. Well, that's all I had for you today. I hope you found something helpful in today's message that you can take back to your business or back home and immediately put into action and start making a positive difference in your professional or personal life. If you like this episode, please go to Apple Podcasts or Spotify and rate it, share it, and leave a review. When you share this podcast with others, that's how we grow. And when the show grows, I can serve more people with my messages. I appreciate you, and I hope you have an awesome and productive week. I can always be reached at www.ricksillover.com, where you can find all my social media links, podcast episodes, blog posts, and much more.